Welcome back to Supremely Black Podcast. This is your boy D Rose, man. I was just sitting having a conversation over the weekend, man, and I was just really just thinking what really sparked the conversation amongst, black men and black women going at each other, right? I've seen the whole beta male, alpha male, and a self-empowered black woman, and it sparked my interest because I was talking to an older lady and I talked to an older gentleman, and back in the day they never really had to worry about those type of conversations. So I just kind of figured that the internet, in the space of everybody wants to be right, just follow me where I'm going with this, is the alpha male, which I don't necessarily really just get into, or the beta male. I think that's like a pointless argument because, of course, the alpha male is the leader, the beta male thinks that he is. But from my understanding, if you connecting those two and see where it became a real issue, is that the alpha male, which is a known leader, said leader, everybody respects him as such. The beta male, not so much. He pretty much takes orders from a guy, or even sometimes even a woman that may have an alpha personality. So the beta people are running around trying to fight for power, right? And I feel that that was the reason behind them really attacking strong black women. So it comes at the whole thing of, from dating. I don't want to date a black woman because she's too strong. I think that comes from just a weak male's perspective, or somebody that's not a natural leader that would naturally make a woman submit to you. So that just kind of threw me off with that. So when we were talking, it was along the lines of, why is there so much of a backlash or back and forth amongst black men and black women? And I really feel that it's the people that aren't necessarily used to having a voice, being able to be on the internet or be in conversations to where they're just going to push their agenda. So anything that doesn't side with them makes them actually go against the grain. So example, alpha male, people go to him, thinks he's a hell of a leader, right? The beta male never really gets the attention. He starts to point fingers in regards to why he doesn't want to either be a part of a conversation, a part of a movement, etc., which would take him from not listening to the alpha male, going back and forth with the woman. So now we have this back and forth to where alpha male understands that a woman is going to possess certain energies, and a strong woman is going to understand that a male possesses certain energies. The beta on both sides is bickering back and forth, which creates this narrative that to us is that there is really an alarming issue to where black women don't value black men don't value black women, which to me I think is bullshit. In reality, if you talk to anybody in your family, that's the elders are going to let you know that a lot of them grew up in the patriarchal system, not a matriarch. So with that being said, the man has always been the leader, the go-getter, the hunter back in the day, and the woman took care of responsibilities at the house. Now I understand that times have changed, but that does not demean the impact of the importance of a woman. I just think that it's a foolish conversation, because at the end of the day, if you had to take any family from back in the day, who would you say is going to go out and hunt, which means go out and bring the food back to the house? I've never in my life seen a woman be put into that position. Now, does the black woman have an importance in today's society? Absolutely. But to be bickering back and forth in regards to the whole gender roles, I think that that's playing a huger impact in actually separating us, and we're allowing certain agendas to take over our ability to actually build. I'm around a lot of strong black women that are very aware of what they are, what they're trying to do, but then also how they can coexist with another black man if they're lucky enough to have one to build with them. I'm not around a lot of people that have the back and forth conversations as we see on the internet. So the reason why I really brought up this, I think that we're allowing people that aren't even natural leaders to spark ignorant conversations amongst us that is going to continue to divide us even more. And I'm going to be dropping a few more episodes, and I may turn this into a series as well, because I feel as if that the whole beta male, alpha male, we understand who's really the natural leaders. We understand the men that are passive aggressive. Me personally, I don't side with men that are passive aggressive. I like men that are actually logical. talking to women, they actually like men that are logical, especially if they had a father that was present. That's what they respond to, that's what they react to. Somebody that is going to tit for tat with them, that's going to lead to a disconnect. Now, I think we've all either went through a maturation process to where you may not have been as mature, so a woman did not submit to you. Now, as you find yourself, and then we're all along our journey, you're going to find that even in a relationship and even in friendships, that men and women will turn to who they would consider as an alpha, or somebody that makes logical decisions over somebody that makes emotional decisions. And that's not to say that women are the only ones that make emotional decisions. However, this is a more of a direct towards the beta male that reacts out of emotion, because in reality they're not getting the attention that they feel that they should get, which again goes back to the conversation. So the betas in these situations are leading to the disconnect from our people. I feel as if that we are along the lines of, hey, we understand the importance of our roles. There's not necessarily a gender role, because I know men that can cook better than a woman, etc. Let's get away from that. But when we get into these conversations, let's make sure that they are healthy. And that's why I always look to talk to my homegirls that are either single, in relationships, or married. And I would prefer to talk to ones that are older, that have seen the real dynamic of a family, you know, father, mother, that whole connection, not just somebody that, you know, grew up like I did in a single parent household. You can understand or think that where it's coming from, but at the end of the day, I had a woman that did the best that she could to raise me to be a man. And I had uncles around, and their homeboys, of course. But at the end of the day, really just to sum this up, because I'm going to be breaking it down in different segments, is don't allow the people that are beta males or beta females, or however you want to look at it, to continue to create this divide amongst strong black men and strong black women that are actually trying to work cohesively, not to continue to push this disconnect. And I just wanted to bring that in, because it's funny to see how when you talk to people that are older, they don't even find that conversation is even anything that they should even speak about for real. They understand of how everything's set up, and it's not about quote unquote what the agenda that the media like to push. There's roles, gender roles. It's not necessarily, it's not that. We just understand of our purpose in regards to relationships, whether that's a relationship or a friendship, family structure, etc. You just have to know of what part that you play. But to continue to allow people to go back and forth, create these narratives, you have to understand that you will let outside forces continue to separate us. Because I've looked on social media a lot, and I don't see a lot of different ethnicities having the same back and forth and disputes that we have. I literally can go to any channel that either panders to man or women and hear the disconnect and the ignorance and just the blaming of what and what. Just to be real with you, unless you really grew up in that real family structure, we all really haven't seen that. Like, talking to somebody that's very close to me, I didn't grow up with a lot of people. It was maybe like 3 or 4 people that I knew in my neighborhood that had a mama and daddy that was in the house that I was cool with. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we've seen a lot of women, so we respect the women, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that that's just where it all ends. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that there's a disrespect, but we understand if you had a uncle around, if you had a cousin, you understood of the leadership that came with having present men that respected women. And that's just really what it was. So I'm gonna dive into it, but I really want to know of what's you all's thoughts. I know a lot of you, like myself, we're on social media. We see the back and forth. Do you feel like a lot of that is just childishness? Do you think that it's a bunch of people hiding behind fake accounts? Or do you honestly believe that our community is that disconnected to the point to where there really won't be any dating and everything is going to have to be biracial dating? Like, is it to the point to where there is no return and we're all just go to different races, ethnicities to find true love? Or do you feel as if that's just a narrative? Or is it something that, hey, we could actually have an open dialogue, open discussion and say, okay, hey, in this day and time, this is what we feel that black men bring to the table. This is what black women bring to the table. That's just my thoughts. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This is your boy D Rose. Long live CC. I'm out.